YouTube, what up? It's your boy E.T. Welcome to the channel, man. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all clicked on this video. Y'all like me, man. Y'all want to know if it's real. UFOs are real. Aliens are real. So appreciate you clicking on the channel, man. If y'all know what time it is. We ain't got a lot of time. We got a lot to get to. So we're going to start with this first case. What really happened in Roswell, New Mexico, man? 1947. What happened in Roswell, New Mexico? So let's talk about it. Let's start a week prior, the end of June. The end of June 1947. What was going on at the end of June in 1947? As y'all know, World War II had just ended. There's a lot going on in the world at that time. A lot of tension going on between the countries. A lot of activity going on in the sky. So everybody's on high alert. Our military's on high alert. China's military's on high alert. Soviet Union's military's on high alert. So it's a lot going on during that time. So let's get into it. What was going on with the military in 1947 over here? So a week prior to the Roswell crash, we're gonna get into the Roswell crash and what happened on Williams Ranch. But first, let me start a week prior because it's important what was going on, what the military seen that week prior. So the military, our military, was paying attention to the radar. They noticed some strange activity going on the radar. So they have no idea what it is. They're trying to figure out what it is. They just noticed something moving very, very fast across the radar, thousands of miles per hour, thousands of miles per hour, right? Something they've never seen before. So what do? They don't do nothing, because it's not a threat. It's not, dropping no bombs on nobody, it's not causing no problems, they just don't know what it is, right? So this is a week prior to the Roswell crash. So let's fast forward a week. So the beginning of July, what happened? The beginning of July, 1947. So William Brazel, as y'all know, that's the rancher who went out and seen the debris and the object that crashed on his ranch, right? William Brazel, right? So he's an everyday rancher. He had one day he goes out, like he did every day to tend to his ranch. He got acres and acres of land. So every day he went out and made sure everything was okay and everything was taken care of on his ranch, right? So one day he go out, he see debris all over, scattered all over his ranch. He think it's a plane crash. So he check it out. He realized it's not a plane crash, right? He don't see no bodies. He don't see no fire. He don't see no smoke. He don't see nothing that tells him that this is a plane crash. So he's very curious at this time. So he pick up a piece of this debris. The way he described it, a thin metallic debris, and that he don't recognize, something he never seen before, right? All my UFO people, I need y'all to get in here and help me out. Let me know if I'm wrong, I'm right. I'm telling the story. I don't know if y'all ever read this book right here. This is a book that came out 50 years later, but it has a lot of details in it that goes along with this Roswell story. We're not gonna get into every detail, but Philip Corso, he was a retired colonel, military colonel. So he didn't witness the Roswell crash, but we'll get into that later. So let's continue the story because I want to know what's going on, what really crashed on Williams ranch in 1947. So he go out. He don't recognize the material that's on scattered all over his ranch, right? So he pick up a piece. He crumbles it up. He crumbled the piece up because he's curious of what it is. So he crumbled it up, and according to him, it folds back to his original piece, right? So it folds back to his original piece. So he's looking like, what is this? Um, so he's very curious at this time. So um, according to all the rumors going around on the internet, and all these different books, what happened at the Roswell crash. He take a piece of this material that he found back to his home, to his family, and he showed them the material, what he found outside on the ranch. And they're curious, they don't know what it is, so they mess around, they do the same thing he did with it, they fold it up, it unfolds back to his original material, original state, right? So he crumbles it up, they crumble it up, it folds back to his original state, so it's something they never seen before, they never witnessed before. Y'all got to remember, this is 1947. It's 1947. So it's a material that they just can't recognize. So what do? They decide to, William decides to go to town and let the authorities know that he found something on his ranch. He don't know what it is. He thought it was a plane crash, but it's not a plane crash. He didn't see nothing. He didn't say nothing about alien bodies. Nobody's seen any alien bodies or anything at this time, right? So nobody know what's going on his ranch yet at this time, right? So the military, the police, they contact the military. They say, hey, it's a crash out on William Brazel's ranch. So what do? You got to remember, this happened outside of Roswell, New Mexico. So what do? They head out. They take materials, whatever they need, um, whatever equipment that they might need to help the situation. They don't know exactly what's going on, but they brought, the military always bring all my military people. Y'all let me know. They going out and they witnessing this object for the first time. So, they want to be prepared. The military always prepared, so when they head out to a situation that's going on, so especially on their homeland, this happened over in the United States. So, they ready. So they go out, boom, they head out. They get to the ranch. Of course, it's a crowd now. A crowd has gathered. Everybody is, um, wondering what's going on. You got EMT, you got fire department, you got police officers, you got all kind of different regular everyday citizens, everyday civilians who's trying to figure out what's going on. Do people need help? Is this a plane crash? Do we need to take some people to the hospital? Whatever's going on. So the military, they finally get to the scene, right? So they get to the scene. And after a while, they recognize this is not a plane crash. This is something way more advanced than just a plane crash. They don't see no human bodies. They see the same thing Jesse seen. They see the same thing William seen on his ranch. And let me tell you one other thing. The reason I said Jesse Marcel is because Jesse Marcel was the leading intelligence officer who who was in charge of going out and taking care of this situation, what happened on this ranch, right? Jesse Marcel. So he's an intelligence officer. So he's very, very knowledgeable technology, the way the military operates. He's very high ranked. So he's the person that the military sends out to go witness and report back to what he see on the ranch. So they realize that this is not nothing of this world, right? That's the word. Y'all let me know. I don't know. They changed the story 3 times, so we're gonna get into it and see if we can figure out if anybody know any extra information. Let me know in the comment section. Because I don't know everything. I'm trying to come to y'all. I'm trying to figure out if this is real or if it's all a hoax. Is all the whistleblowers, they all making it up. All of these shows on TV, all of this fake UFO footage. Is it real UFO footage, or is this just fake AI footage? Y'all let me know. I'm not gonna show all these fake UFO footage, clips and all of that. We're gonna talk about the incidents and the government documents, because the government, this Roswell incident, the government has its own documents. That's where the book comes in. The government has its own documents and documented exactly what happened during the Roswell incident. So that's what we like to talk about. What the government said. So even though they lie all the time, but still they're acknowledging that something happened. So something happened. We might not know exactly. They might, you know, change their story 3 or 4 times. We might not know exactly what happened, but we know something happened, right? So let's get back into it. So after a while, the military, they see this strange um, object, UFO, and instantly they see alien beings inside the UFO. Most are not alive because of the crash. They're not moving. They come up with the conclusion, hey, most of them are dead. And let me tell you something that while reading the book that I found out and from my research, during this time when they found the craft, the documents that Colonel Corso read, the government documents that said one of the aliens tried to escape. So one of the aliens that was inside this UFO craft, y'all let me know. This is what they said. One of the aliens inside the UFO crash was alive, and it tried to escape once the military arrived, or tried to get away from the situation, or whatever it was trying to do at that time. So it runs up a hill, and what do our military do? What do y'all think? Shoots him in the back, right? Shoots the alien in the back, kills the alien on the hill from trying to escape. This is according to the book. I didn't know what alien died during the Roswell incident, but hey, they say our military shot an alien in the back and killed it. And one was kept alive, or two. That's later on. So, they killed the alien. And of course, nobody, very, very few people witnessed this. Of course, the military witnessed this situation. They was the one who, engaged with the alien. So what do? So they pack up everything. They clean up the debris, all of the debris. Um, they Jesse Marcel tells everybody clean up every single piece that they found on the ground um, at this crash site, and make sure there's nothing left behind. Nothing. He tells them, make sure they clean up every single piece of debris, right? So there's no evidence left behind, no crime scene, no nothing, no crash, no nothing, right? So what happens after that? They take everything away, they clean up everything. Now let me remind you, at this time, our military know exactly what they found on Williams Ranch. They already been out there. They already seen the alien beings, the object, the debris. Hell, they killed one of them. So they already know what the situation is during this time, right? Remember that. They already seen what crashed on Williams Ranch, right? So let me tell you. So what happened the next day? Okay. The day after Roswell. That's why it's called the day after Roswell. So let's get into it. The day after Roswell. This is not a book review. That's a long book. If y'all want to read it. Some people believe it. Some people don't believe it because it came out 50 years later. But a lot of people feel like Colonel Phillip is a very, very credible um, whistleblower, because he, was a very intelligent officer in the military, and he had access to a lot of secret governments documents, that he can read. He didn't witness all of these incidents, but he was able to read about it. Okay, so let's get back into it. So what happens after that, right? So the next day, in a newspaper clipping, newspaper article that goes around all over the world, right? They put out the next day. I'll probably show a pic of this right now, but the next day it says on the news, front of the newspaper, to the whole world, right? A flying disc crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. A flying disc, right? A flying disc. So everybody's reading this headline that came out in the newspaper. So that now everybody's wondering, what's going on? The flying discs, aliens, what's going on? Is aliens running around now? Who was in the flying disc? Can was humans in the flying disc? What kind of flying disc? So everybody now you got to remember during this time in 1946, 47, 1948, during this time it was a big UFO craze. So everybody is looking up in the sky, seeing these UFOs, all of this different, these different, you know, um, objects in the sky that they can't explain, you know. So it's a big wave of UFO activity that's going on around the world at this time, not just in one country, all over the world. Everybody is seeing these different craft in the sky during this time in the 1940s, late 1940s. Look it up, y'all. Fact check me. Y'all need to comment in the comment section if I miss something. If something important, I don't mention something, I'll make a mistake on something. Let me know. I'm trying to talk to y'all. I want to figure out what's going on, just like y'all do. Um, everybody's welcome to in the comment section to add on something, take off something, say somebody, is credible, they're not credible, because a lot of stories got added on to this as time went on, right? The Roswell crash, right? So let's get back into the story. Let me finish this real quick and we'll talk a little more at the end. So, what do the military say? They say it's a flying disc in the newspaper. So everybody believes that's a flying disc that happened. They asking, is aliens real? That's the next questions that's coming up. So the government, what do? They realize very quickly, very, very quickly that it probably was a mistake for them to say, I don't know exactly what they found, or that was a lie they just came up with, right? I don't know which one, if it was just a lie they came up with, or if it was, exactly what they found, right? So they say, no, what did they do? The next less than 24 hours later, less than 24 hours later, our military come out and say, hey, we made a big mistake. We sorry. That wasn't a flying disc. Right? Y'all, hey, this is what they say. They said we made a mistake. It wasn't a flying disc, but what it was a it was just a weather balloon, y'all. We sorry, y'all. It was just a weather balloon. We didn't know the difference between a weather balloon and a flying disc. Our bad. We sorry. We thought it was aliens that crashed, and we thought we seen all these alien bodies, but we didn't. Yeah, it was just a flying disc. I mean, it was just a air balloon, a weather balloon, a regular weather balloon. They didn't say no, no. Remember, first they said it's a flying disc, and now they're saying it's a regular weather balloon. So that's two. That's two stories they already came up with, and this is in less than 3 days at this time, because they came with back-to-back stories. First they said it's a flying disc, and less than 24 hours later, they say, hey, no, 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 this was a weather balloon. It wasn't a flying disc. So that's back-to-back stories, right? So our government, they're telling back-to-back stories. So we're not sure what to believe. The people not sure what to believe at this time. So everybody's like, what? So y'all can't tell the difference between a metallic flying UFO with alien bodies in it and a regular weather balloon, right? You would think even a normal citizen would be able to tell the difference between advanced UFO crash, debris laying all over the field, all over your ranch, and a weather balloon, right? Just think if you had a ranch and you came out and you seen all of this metallic material scattered all over your ranch. You didn't know what it was. And now what you going is your mind going to tell you, oh, that's just a weather balloon? You know, well, weather balloons don't really look like that. So it should be easy to recognize, especially with the military. All my military people, I need y'all. I need y'all in this comment section. I need y'all to watch this video. I need y'all to tell me. I know y'all know the difference. Our military people are very, very smart. They know the difference between a weather balloon and a metallic, something just that's not a weather balloon, right? It's an airplane, something, a jet, secret military jet. That's understandable. Something like that is understandable. But they say no, it's a regular weather balloon. So so everybody believes. Now it's a big controversy. What was it? Already, it's a big controversy. Back and forth, back and forth. What was it? Was it weather balloon or was it alien beings? Right. So a bunch of side stories come out. Of course, they say they found an alien body, and um, in the book, it says that's from the alien craft during the Roswell crash. That's where we was able to get a lot of our technology from. We back engineered the alien UFO that crashed at Roswell, back engineered it, and created a lot of weapons, a lot of technology to help our military. Bulletproof vests, Teflon, um, night vision, lasers. All of that they say came from the Roswell crash. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Do y'all believe a lot of our technology later on came from the Roswell crash? So let me know. Do kind of make sense when you think about but let's continue. So what do they do? Our military leave it at that, right? Um, 50 years later, let me think, 50 years, 40 years later, my bad, around 40 years later, during the 1980s, our military come out with another story, right? They say, no, it wasn't a flying disc. It wasn't a regular weather balloon. They say, hey, it was a secret spy technology that we created to spy on the Soviet Union at that time, to spy on the nuclear advances, nuclear progress, to see how far they got in this, making a nuclear bomb. They say, yeah, that's what it was. So we couldn't tell y'all exactly what it was during that time. Our bad again. That's three lies. It wasn't it, so which one is it? Was it a flying disc at first? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. We'll pick back up later with the story. Any questions, any comments in the section? I need y'all, man. I need y'all help. Was it a flying disc? Was it the first story they told us that yeah, this is a flying disc? What? Okay, did y'all tell us the truth the first time or the second time? Was it a regular weather balloon? I really don't believe that, because anybody who walked on that scene, anybody who's seen what happened during this crash will know that there was a weather balloon, or was it something different, man? It's obvious. It's too obvious to mistake. You can't mistake that too many times. Too many people. I don't care what kind of citizen you are. I don't care if you're military, regular citizen, whatever it is. You'll know the difference if it's just a regular weather balloon. I don't think the regular weather balloon crashes and scatters like that. Y'all let me know if y'all seen a weather balloon who might have metallic material and shiny material. I thought weather balloons was just regular, a little small, made of material, something that we see every day, right? Am I wrong? Y'all let me know. And then the third story they came out with in the early 1980s, they came out with another story that no, it was a secret weather balloon, Project Mogul. If y'all heard of Project Mogul, y'all should. If y'all on this channel, I know y'all heard of a lot of these. Hopefully, Project Mogul, secret um spy balloon cut out. We back. I think it's still recording. My first video, you know. Y'all rock with me, But let's get back into it. I think we still going. Um, yeah, so they come out. The third, it's the third story that they got, Project Mogul, secret spy balloon that we created to spy on the Soviet Union. They sorry again. That's the truth. That's the final story that they came out with. This is after, let me remind y'all, one more story. This is after a video come out in the early 1980s about it's a video of an alien autopsy. I know y'all all seen it. A lot of people believe it's real. A lot of people believe it's fake. You know, um, a lot of people, they to this day they still don't know if that video was real or fake. But that video also came out in the late 1970s, early 1980s. And when that video came out of the alien autopsy, the government came out and said, "Hey, it was a project. It was Project Mogul. Okay, it was Project Mogul, special material. That's why, um, you know, William Brazel didn't recognize the material that was on his ranch, that crashed on his ranch. Wasn't alien bodies and none of that stuff. That's the story. That's the three stories that they came up with after the Roswell crash. And at first, they said it was a real saucer, flying saucer that crashed on Williams Ranch. And then they came out later and said no, it was a weather balloon. And then they came out later and said that no, it was a secret project. You know, Project Mogul. So yeah, so that's the story of the Roswell crash. So like I said, it's a lot more. You got hospital workers, nurses, all kind of stuff came out years later of people who witnessed these alien bodies that crashed in the Roswell crash. So they say they seen the alien bodies. It did happen. It is real. I don't know. Y'all let me know. These are normal people, hospital workers. But if something like that, incident like that do happen, it makes sense that some kind of EMT people will know, because we'll be involved in, because y'all gotta remember, some of the aliens, they all didn't die. They don't always all die. So they have to take care of these beings and make sure that, medically that they okay, at least try, But anyway, we'll get into all that later. Appreciate y'all watching the video. If y'all rocking with me, y'all know what to do. I'm trying to go live. We got 400 subscribers at this time. If y'all still watching this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, rock with your boy. Let me know if aliens are real. I need my alien family out there. I need everybody who believe in any Bigfoot, UFOs, reptilians, giants, um, hell, missing 411 cases, the Loch Ness Monster, the New Jersey Devil, the Yeti. If y'all believe in anybody seeing anything weird out there, man, let me know, because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to see if this is real or is everybody crazy. You got these UFO whistleblowers coming out and testifying, in front of Congress. And I think you got to tell the truth when you do that. You can't come, if these whistleblowers are lying about what they are seeing, and they're military whistleblowers. Those are the most important. Like I said, I need all military people. If you're watching this video, you ever been in the military, when it comes to them witnessing these things, Navy, Air Force, Army, Marines, they all see stuff. So, and I don't think they, especially when you start talking about sergeants, colonels, are they crazy? Are they all crazy? We're going to get into the different incidents that happen. I know it's so many UFO incidents that happened in the past and still happening today. Hundreds, thousands of cases, witnesses, military bases witnessing these crafts, flying over their base, which nobody is allowed to fly over a military base. It's no fly zone. Can't fly over a military base, especially no nuclear military base, right? Area 51, the pyramids. Who built the pyramids? They still don't know how they built them, who built them, what they for. Nobody knows, right? So anyway, we gonna get into all that. I need y'all get these subscribers up. We get this, so we can go live, man. I need to talk to y'all, face to face, chat, whatever it is. We need to keep it. I'm gonna create my own lives just to let y'all know we can go more, longer. This is just a video, but it's not a live. I'm thinking about just doing one live a week, but to kind of because I know I'm rambling. So when you talk about this stuff, I don't want to be rambling on a regular video talking about a regular case, incident case, Roswell case. What happened in the Roswell case. That's all we really want to talk about in this video. I really don't want to ramble, so I might have to create a live where I can do that. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say. All my UFO people, y'all understand what I'm trying to say. There's too many stories, side stories. This is real. This is not real. It's too much, man. Y'all, it's too much. So we're gonna have to break this down. And this video is 30 minutes in now. So if y'all still rocking with me, y'all been with me this long, I already know what y'all about, what y'all trying to do, man. It's your boy E.T, man. So let me tell y'all a couple more things about this Roswell crash that I got questions y'all can put in the comment section. For one, we're gonna get into it real quick. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I don't know if y'all like me, short videos, long videos, I don't mind watching. When it comes to this UFO information, I don't mind watching an hour-long video, 2-hour-long video, long as it keeps me thinking. And, I'm going to question what's going on with these incidents. I'm not just going to believe what people say right off, So I'm going to question what's going on. They telling the truth. Regular civilians is kind of shaky. Sometimes you never know what's going on with them. People in general, you never really know what's going on with them, that maybe they seen something, maybe they didn't. Did they see something I didn't? But with this Roswell incident, one question. So when William came out on his ranch and he seen the debris laying all over his field, scattered all over his field, right? The metallic debris. Let me ask y'all something. So say you had a ranch and something crashed on your ranch. You didn't know where it was coming, what it was, but the debris scattered all over your ranch, a wide hundreds of yards debris, just some kind of debris you don't recognize, right? Wouldn't you follow that debris and to try to figure out the source where it came from? Like if it's a plane crash, wouldn't you see the major y'all know what I'm trying to say, component of the plane where you will know, oh, it is a plane crash because I see the part that's still intact, right? You still see that part, right? You just don't see debris, the metal scattered. Wouldn't you follow that trail to see what is this coming from? Y'all let me, if y'all understand what I'm trying to say, let me know in the comment section. So why didn't William follow that debris? My question is, why didn't he follow that debris to know that, oh, this is a UFO, and he would have actually seen the alien bodies if he followed that trail, right? Y'all let me know. If he followed that trail of debris, eventually he's going to get to the source of that, right? So he would have was able to see, he would have been able to see the alien bodies, the UFO, to know that it was really a UFO, That's really what it was. Let me know in the comment section. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Was he too far? Was it too far for him to see, or he didn't investigate all of that far in, to know, oh, it was a UFO. It's a UFO. He see aliens, then he hightail it back home like, hey, some weird looking beings out there, then it wouldn't have been from the beginning is what I'm saying, there wouldn't have been no question about what it really was until the military got there. Because when the military got there, they investigated exactly where this debris came from, right? And that's when they found that it was a craft and alien bodies, right? So my question is, why didn't William do that? and investigate on and see. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Just kind of just a question. I don't know why. It could be a reason why he didn't go that far, or the craft was too far away on his property, miles away, to see exactly where it came from, and he didn't investigate that far. Maybe. Let me know in the comment section. So it's just a question I got, man. And another question, one more question. Why did the government lie 3 times? 2 times, whatever. Whichever one is the truth. Why did they tell the other 2 lies? 3 stories. You change your story 3 times. What was the other 2 stories about? Why did you come up with those 2 lies after? If it really was a secret Project Mogul, why did you tell the other 2 lies before that? Before you told the truth in 1980s, was because it was just a secret space program? Y'all let me know in the comment section if y'all think it was really a UFO crash. They made a mistake by telling us the truth the first time, and they realized it, and then they backtracked on their story. Y'all let me know. It's just the first story we're getting into. It's a lot more to this story, so y'all let me know in the comment section. Y'all want me to continue to talk about this story, or if y'all want, I might just move on because something happened after this. Some stuff happened before this, years before this, hundreds of years before, hundreds of years, years and years after this. You got Project Paperclip that happened right after this. You got right before this, 3 weeks before the Roswell. Let me tell y'all one more thing. 3 weeks before the Roswell crash, there was the very first sighting of UFOs in the United States that happened over in Washington State, where the pilot seen 9 shiny objects flying in formation while he was flying, um, over the state of Washington. So that happened right directly before the Roswell incident. So was that related? Was these the same beings flying in these crafts? Y'all let me know. Because from what I'm told, the human body can withstand thousands and thousands of miles per hour. So it's no way that our body can stand that. So it can't be us in that craft, right? Y'all let me know. Got a couple scientists, people out there, people who know anatomy or something, right? I know y'all know anatomy, man. Don't play. Y'all know our body can't withstand how many G forces. My military people, I need y'all. How many G force can our body take before it just incinerates? No more you. Because the speed is too fast, the G force is too much. Our body can't, the human body can't take that much G force, right? So we can't be in those craft, right? Flying, going 5,000 miles per hour. What's our fastest jet that we got? I need my military. Somebody in the military, anybody watching this in the military, hopefully the Air Force. What's the fastest flying jet we got? I can Google it, but y'all let me know. What's the fastest flying jet we got? And that's probably the one that we know about, the public. So I ain't saying we don't have technology that regular citizens won't recognize. Of course, we have that. We have regular technology that the average citizen probably won't recognize when they come across it. Just like when William came across this debris on his branch in Roswell, it probably was something. It was definitely something he didn't recognize because our military always have something that we not gonna recognize. The regular citizen, the average citizen, man, the average civilian is not going to recognize a lot of the material that our military has because our military always have technology from way advanced than what we have. In 1987, we didn't have this. We didn't have no iPhone, right? 1980s, right? Technology advanced, but they probably. Well, my point is, do y'all think they already had iPhones? They probably had an iPhone sitting right there in 1980, but they weren't going to give it to society yet. They weren't going to give it to us yet to deal with, play around. Have phones every day. Now everybody got phones. This is the right time to release that technology to us. Was this time? Am I wrong? Y'all let me know. I need some help, man. Y'all help me. This is ET. This is the first video. You know what I'm saying? We got 400 subscribers, man. I'm on camera now. If y'all watch my old videos, that's my work. It's AI created. Y'all can watch it. It's still me. It's just me not on camera. I'm on camera now. I need y'all to talk back to me. I'm trying to figure out if UFOs are real, aliens are real. I know it's a lot going on in the world. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care about that. I don't care who got robbed. I don't care who got killed. I don't care who's in jail. I don't care about none of that. I just want to know if UFOs are real right now. That's what we focus on right now. This time. Take our mind off all that other crazy shit going on. You know? We're gonna do it like that. We're gonna rock it like that. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what time it is. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. I'm gonna continue. Y'all got any kind of case y'all want me to go over? Let me know in the comments section. Remember, it ain't just gotta be about aliens and UFOs and reptilians, you know what I'm saying? And the grays, you know, um, abduction, anything, man. It can be about anything, Bigfoot, anything. Let me know if y'all seen something weird. All my people out there who live all the way out, let me know if y'all ever seen anything. Have you seen something strange? Let me know. It's your boy E.T. If you rocking with me, y'all know what to do. I'll be back at y'all with another video. Did Roswell happen? It didn't happen. Is it real? Or is it all a hoax? Y'all let me know.